Technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 91.
And we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again on this this Tuesday, May the 29th, 2018, show number 752. We thank you for being with us wherever you may be. And again, had a little glitch, but we're de-glitched now. I think we're ready to roll. We're here live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance again on this Tuesday, May the 29th. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross, and today is certainly no different. Today, the verse is Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. How about that? That's awesome stuff. And so, good morning to you. We are live here at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, who has been named on the President's Council at Farmers Insurance 5 out of the last 6 years. What does that mean? That means he does a lot of business, but certainly has room for you. All he wants to do is to quote you and let you know that you can get your business insurance-wise taken care of right here. And so, yeah, I don't know what I did. Something didn't go right. Welcome back, Tom. So, have not been here again since last Monday. We have been on the road in Elizabethton Cyclone baseball territory in Smyrna, Tennessee, with a AA state baseball tournament. We gave it a great run, got down to the Final Four, won 2, lost 2, and of course, as a result, saw Greenville win the state championship. What a run these guys have done. They've won baseball and football and soccer. And I think there was one other they've won. They've won at least 3 of the main sports this year. So Greenville is called kind of title town in Tennessee right now. But again, we had a great run. Some youngsters that really performed well. And I want to say a big thank you. We went back and checked the views on the Gibbs and the 4-state baseball, the sectional at East Tennessee State last Friday night a week, and then the 4-state tournament baseball games. We had over 9,100 views. Cannot thank you enough for that. It was a tremendous outpouring of support, both from the sponsors and from you, the viewers and listeners. So thank you again. Great run. We're very much looking forward to being a part of Elizabethton football and Duggar football and roll right into the new sports season with Elizabethton sports. So we're very excited about that. So again, over 9,100 views of those games. They're still up here if you go back and watch. I've been doing this a long, long time. There's not a game I've ever done on any level, and I've been on all the levels, that rivals what we had last Friday night. An 8-5 10-inning barn burner against Stewart County, Tennessee, for the elimination game. If you lose, your season's over. Cyclones won it, and every pitch, every swing of the bat, every play was just dripping with drama. And it's still out there. It had over 2,800 views of that game alone. So if you get a chance, go back and check it out. Just go to the Tom Taylor Sports Show Facebook page or TomTaylorSports.com, and again, give it a look and give it a listen. Again, the TSSAA wouldn't allow us to have video there. It's audio only, but still, it was as Lake Keith Jackson would say, oh, Nelly, it was a barn burner for sure. Here is your Dollywood contest. We've got over 100 names in 6 states. Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, South Carolina, and Texas are in the bucket. First name, last name, email address, town you're from. We will give this away again coming up this coming Monday. What it is 2 tickets to Dollywood. You can use them anytime between now and the end of the year, calendar year. You can use them in the summer. Go back down there in the fall when it's a little cooler. Go there at Christmas time, whenever. 2 one-day passes to use at your discretion. All you have to do, as I said, first name, last name, email address, and phone number, and the town you're from. And so looking up and down through here is Christina Webb from Bristol, Virginia. Let's see, Sierra Country from Churchill, from Butler, Tennessee, Ricky Walters from Burnsville, North Carolina, Waylon Watts, Big Stone Gap, Kendra Malk, Johnson City, Laura Sheeran from Anderson, South Carolina, Randall Adams. These are some of the folks that have stuck their name in the bucket. It's absolutely free, no purchase necessary. Amy Carter from Kingsport, Lisa Christie from Rose Hill, Virginia. Hello, Lisa. Also from Amanda Hartley from Elizabethton, from Garland, Texas, Jana Russell. Just jumping around down through here. Greg Riddle from Hampton, Tennessee. Cookville, Tennessee, Morgan Richards, Kingsport, Bobby Hall. Cedar Bluff, Virginia, Chastity Eastep, Hampton, Tennessee, Allison Riddle. The list goes on and on. So still have time for you. There's Carrie Masters from Jonesboro, Tennessee. So you still have time. All you've got to do, again, is to simply go to, as we told you and showed you on the screen, first name, last name, email address, phone number. We'll give it away this coming Monday. Good luck. No purchase necessary. 2 one-day passes, compliments, and moi to send you to Dollywood. Also, while I'm thinking about it, Sprint, and they got a deal going on right now. You can get this new iPad 6th generation iPad for only $99. $99. That's it. You're going to save over $300. My buddy Vince Red went in the other day at North Roan and talked to Zeb. Got himself hooked up with a brand new iPad 6th generation, only $99. He's saving himself $300. You can too at Sprint in Elizabethton and Sprint in North Johnson City there in front of Longhorn Steakhouse. Really any of the Sprint stores, but I know Ronnie's over top of those two in particular. We love Ronnie Curtis. So Elizabethton and Johnson City is my preference. That would be those two stores because those are Ronnie's stores, the district manager. And so how about that? A new iPad 6th generation, only $99. You save over $300 at Sprint in North Johnson City and Sprint in Elizabethton. Don't forget, with all limited data plans, they now offer free Hulu. Here's our great sponsor right here, Sprint. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back. We got lots to talk about. We've got the NBA. We've got NASCAR. We've got Major League Baseball. We've got college baseball. We've got college softball. We've got high school baseball and softball in Virginia. We have lots to cover. We'll do the obvious coming up next. Here we go again. It is the NBA Finals for the 4th straight year. It will be the Golden State Warriors against LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And so we'll talk about that and more. Jim Cline joins us coming up at the bottom of the hour. Tomorrow we'll be at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday, we'll be live at Champion Chevrolet in Johnson City. And Friday, Food City Friday for the new month, we'll be at Food City in Elizabeth and Food City in Blountville coming up on a Food City Friday. Quick break. We'll take a look at the NBA. We're live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Again, one of the top salesmen in the country as far as Farmers Insurance. We're going to talk to him coming up in a few minutes about Toy Time. Do you have your motorcycle, your jet skis, your boats all properly insured? The home warranty system, do you have that? He will tell you all about that. Just had a buddy this weekend, came home and found out that the hose on his washer burst, and he had a whole den downstairs, his den, TV room if you will, man cave, about 4 inches of water in his den. Not a good way to spend Memorial Day weekend, I can tell you. So home warranty covers those kind of things. We'll talk about that. And just the homeowner's insurance period. All these storms and rain and all the stuff happening right now is weather-wise. Do you have the proper coverage? He'll tell us all about that coming up next year. Then we're going to talk NBA. We'll be right back with our buddy Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. We're live here again, show number 752 on this Tuesday, May 29th, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Cline, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call, and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one-and-done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Welcome to the Mini Morning News Show, where we are so excited about Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis for breakfast that we've minified the news.
In real estate news, tiny homes for those who like everything within arm's reach.
In culinary news, micro food, because, small plates.
In entertainment news, this year it's all about the mini-series.
In pop culture news, mini everything.
Because, aw. All right, thanks for listening. Now go put some mini in your morning with the chicken you love for breakfast. Chick-fil-A's Chicken Minis until 10:30 a.m.
Well, my favorite place in the whole wide world. I really appreciate this gentleman because he and I not only are friends, but he's also my insurance agent, does a phenomenal job. And so, it goes long, far past a client relationship. It's friends, and so it's our buddy. We are, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, bud. I was looking at that. I didn't like seeing that person pop up over there.
There you go. Handsome rascal. Like that shirt he's got on, that powder blue shirt. It's the Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. He has been is on the President's Council 5 out of the last 6 years nationwide. That, of course, tells us that he does a tremendous job of customer service. He has a lot of clientele, but I always want folks not to think, well, gosh, he's probably got too many. He don't have time for me. That's not the case at all. Great staff, 247-5400. Also, the Toppers Championship. What's the Toppers Championship?
Well, Toppers, again, it's based on our production that we're doing, maintaining the proper business in our agency, and they measure us each year. So we did do the Toppers Club, and same thing with the championship. It's kind of that next little level to get there, and then of course the President's Council's the nomination. So, and it's giving back because we do try to help others as well.
Sure.
Other fellow agents that's in the area or in our district, we all call them, kind of help each other, get people, get everybody through things, and give advice. We have been blessed to be working on year 25, so they have taught us a few things along the way. Absolutely.
And again, I've told the story many, many times. Every time I'm over here, I want to give a testimonial that the morning I got T-Bone driving to the radio station back in the day. This was like at 5:30 in the morning. Guy ran a stop sign. He hit me and totaled the car on the spot. It was really funny because when the guy showed up, the officers showed up in the ambulance. They said, well, where's the victim? Because they thought this guy's gone. That's how bad the car was. And so 5:30, 6 o'clock, and then by 9 o'clock that morning I had a rental car because I called him, and he jumped all over it, and he helps me and he helps you. So that's what it's all about. Customer service here at Farmers Insurance, 247-5400. Toy time. We just came to our first major holiday, Memorial Day. It's hard to believe. Like the other day, for me, it was Valentine's Day. Now we're talking, we're inside of 200 days till Christmas. And so
everybody's pouring out
toy
those
time.
Toys and making decisions and they're going out and buying new ones. So, same thing, we can help you with that. We have so many different programs. When we talk from travel trailers to motorhomes to the boats to the ATVs, to the motorcycles, jet skis, all the above. People are getting ready, like I said, to pull them out, start using them, looking to trade or buy new ones. And so we would just love the opportunity to go through our different programs and show you what we have. People that are buying brand new ones, we have total loss settlements for the first 2 years on like motorcycles and motorhomes. And Then on our boats, it doesn't matter what year it is, we can do an agreed value, so there's no depreciation for those losses if we have a total loss. So again, it's just going through the steps, talking to you about it, and discussing it. Because last couple of travel trailers we did, people were buying new ones, and we showed them the advantage of the total loss settlement if something was to happen in the first couple of years. Cost them a little bit more, but they're like, well, for that $40-50, I would rather have that type of policy, and I'd rather move forward with it. And again, we give that choice. Like you said, we just ask for the opportunity to go over the coverages, show you what limits of liability, how do you want things covered, what's the value of the items you're buying, what other things do you have? Are you adding extra things onto that motorcycle? So what's the equipment you're adding? How much do you have in the travel trailer? The boat, if you're a big fisherman, do you have a lot of fishing equipment and things of that nature? Adding trolling motors and depth finders and all that, and how do you want those covered? So we can help you with that.
If you camp a lot, I don't know if we ever talked about this. If you camp a lot, pop-up campers, the RVs. What about even down to a tent? Do you need to have your contents covered in case I don't know, a quick rain washes stuff away or whatever?
Or somebody's campfire got out of control at the campsite.
There you go.
Next thing you've got a damaged home, or as you said, we did have a few storms come through, so you get in these nice wooded areas that look pretty, and then all of a sudden the tree limbs start coming down. We've had that happen and crush the travel trailer or the motor home, or as well as which we'll get into later, but the vehicle you pull it with if you're pulling one. So yes, we have coverages for that, depending on how much you travel and how far you travel. Again, we can customize it to add to cover expenses where you might have to go stay in a hotel room for a night or two before you could get out, but now you don't have your facility to stay in because it's damaged. The limb went through it and water's gushed through, and so do you want that covered, or do you want to pay for that on your own? So
we're talking Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. 247-5400 the number to call. He writes insurance all over Tennessee, all over Virginia. Yes. There you go. So if you're not in Kingsport and go, well, gosh, do I need to let him? You have clientele all across the Tri-Cities, right?
We do. We're all throughout, and we go up into Virginia and Pennington Gap and Duffield and all that, and people come into Kingsport to do business, or a lot of stuff's done over the phone and online these days, so we can do that as well. We have e-signature and electronic payments, and I had a gentleman just tell me he's about 4 hours away, and he's trying to help his grandmother take care of things and wanted to do electronic payment to get her up to par, and so those are things that we can help you with and take care of and do for you. And we have Sandy and Tracy and Preston and Tim and myself to help take care of those. So Sandy's been with me 10 years, and Tracy's been with me it looks like going on 4 years, and I think Tim and I were talking, and it's close to 12 years with Tim, and we're teaching Preston the ropes, so he's new with us, but he's learning pretty quick.
Quick learner,
yeah,
sharp kid,
yes,
sharp young man.
He is.
We're talking to Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. He doesn't know this, but at the state baseball tournament, just because I like the old boy and he's taken care of me all these years, you heard his commercial in the middle of the Elizabethton State tournament baseball game over 4 days about 15, 20 times. So, and he didn't know it's the same Jim Cline we're talking about now. So if you're in Elizabethton, if you're in Carter County, if you're in Churchill, if you're in Johnson City, if you're here in Kingsport, wherever you are, all he wants is a chance to quote you some insurance. 247-5400. Homeowners insurance. Now let's roll into that for just a second. We are going to talk about the NBA coming up in a few minutes, and NASCAR, and we've got Major League Baseball, we've got college baseball, we've got Virginia going through high school baseball and softball tournament play now. Tennessee's done, school's out, we're done till the fall, but Virginia's still playing. We'll talk about that coming up here in a few minutes in our sports segment here on the show. But every time we go to our sponsors, we always like to let them showcase their business. That's what he's doing here for a few minutes. So homeowners. We just saw all these storms coming through. Subtropical Alberto's come through, a lot of rain. What do we need? Give me the basic components for someone out there on the other end of the microphone listening going, okay, what do they need to have? Give me a couple of checkpoints. If you have homeowners insurance, you need to have this. If you don't, you need to call Jim Cline.
Well, again, you want to look at your policy type. What are you doing? Are you doing a homeowners, or are you doing what's called a fire dwelling? So we kind of look at that. Fire dwellings, you build on them. Do you include wind and hail, and do you include water, and do you include vandalism? So that's number one. If you have a homeowners, then do you have replacement cost? You know, how's the roof going to be handled? If that tree limb does hit it, or does damage it, or messes up the carport, or wind blows items into your windows and they're busted out, do you have a replacement cost policy? Do you have an actual cash value policy? And how do you want things handled? Actual cash value, again, just educating people. Does depreciate? You know, how old is it? How long has it been used? You know, what's the value? Replacement's going to buy it back for like kind of quality for new, right back in where it was to get it all fixed. Same thing, we talk about roofs all the time. If the home is older than 15 or 20 years, we just got to show the roof's been replaced. So as long as that roof's been replaced and maintained like people do, then we get to keep replacement on our roofs, so that if we did have damage come through to it. So those are things that we're looking at and we're talking about. Again, just so that we have those proper coverages, as I was telling you when you came in, you know, we had a lot of humidity and a lot of water and a lot of moisture, and so we had a client calling their heat pump messed up. So our homeowners package, which is the homeowners package, does include accidental discharge from a heating cooling system or plumbing system. So that water that dispersed out and got on their floor, and all of a sudden they go down and they see that, and then now the floor is buckling a little bit. They do have coverage for that, so we can, if it's going to need to be replaced, I don't know till somebody gets there and look at it. Sometimes you can extract and dry things and it'll be okay, but we don't know till we get it out and see what it starts looking like. But those are coverages that's included. Same thing, you know, we talk about the home warranty sometimes, so that's the wear and tear. So if your heat pump wear and tears, then that's part of maintenance and that's part of a homeowner. But if we have a storm come through and lightning runs in and fries it out, then that's part of homeowners, and it's going to take care of replacing that. And again, do you have an actual cash value policy that's going to depreciate the age of the heat pump, or do you have replacement and or want replacement? When we start talking to you, we start asking questions about your house, features of your house, and we start determining what it would take to rebuild that house at today's cost to give you a recommendation. If you choose that's not where you want to be, then, you know, we can, again, customize it for you. But most people, and I do, I want back what I had, not a percentage of.
Sure.
So those are the things we look at.
As you can see, there's no notes. This is all coming. This is head knowledge and heart knowledge, because he's passionate about what he's doing for 20 plus, what do you say, 25 years you've been at it? So
25 years.
Let's use something that's prevalent in good old East Tennessee. That would be lightning. I know it happens all the time. Things get hit, chimneys get hit, TVs get hit. I mean, lightning is, it can really wreak havoc, and you've dealt over the years a lot of folks that have had to deal with lightning. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day with a group, and there was talking to a doctor that said that, you know, a bad storm came through, because you can't actually put a component right at where your electric comes into your home from the breaker box to help diffuse anything like that. And he had that installed because he was talking about a storm came through, got in that electrical system, came in, it got his microwave, his refrigerator, his deep freeze, his oven, it just got everything. Because, you know, we put a lot of surge protectors on our electronics, on our computers, our TVs and stuff, because we need the plugs anyways, and it's a good way to do it. But these other items, you know, aren't protected as well. Of course, if you do have the damage and you have a replacement cost policy on building and contents, because some of those are removable items, then, you know, we're going to replace it for like kind of quality for new again if you have that lightning come in. But it does happen, and like you said, you know, it can hit the house and bust the chimney as well. So again, how's that going to be handled? What else does it damage? Does it damage the roof if it really hits it hard? Does it strike a tree near your home that ends up landing on the house? There's just on and on, because, you know, that's what homeowners is. It's sudden accidental of any of this. If it's weather related, a fire, someone back to hit, you know, a car hits your house that's not owned by you, you know, those are sudden accidental damages to it, just like we talk about water, sudden accidental discharge of water from a heating, cooling, or plumbing system, and those items are covered. And again, we have a smart plan, homeowners, that gives us all kinds of choices and we can calculate that replacement. And then we talk to you just what we said about the contents. You know, do you need X number of dollar amount? Do you desire X number of dollar amount? So, you know, we can do a 50%, a 75%. You know, what's it going to take to buy the things back in your home? And, you know, lots of times people get surprised because I'll say, well, we'll start here, but then go home. And when you have one of those days that you said, just go and say, well, if I had to buy a new living room, if I had to buy a new dining room, if I had to buy a new bedroom suite, and just get the big items to your house and add it up and see how fast it adds. We buy stuff on sale, and we pick stuff, and we buy it over time. But if you have a major loss, you've got to buy it back then. You need it back. You need the TV, you need the bed, you need the clothes, you need the items. So, you know, we can't always wait on that good deal again to get us back where we were.
Like, kind, and what is it usually?
Like, kind, and quality.
Like, kind, and quality.
Right.
I've heard that for 25 years.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
You'll come back here a little.
As I told the lady on the flooring, and that's what I was telling her. If your flooring's damaged and you go back with the same, then you're just out your deductible. But if you want to upgrade, you can. You know, if you want to change it, and you're like, well, instead of do this laminate, I'd rather do a tile or a hardwood, and that's no problem too. You would pay the difference for any upgrade.
Sure. Jim Cline, Farmers Insurance, again, 247-5400. Coming up next segment, he's going to talk about your auto and your life insurance. What happens if, unfortunately, you don't come home one night and the bills are still coming, and we're going to talk about that coming up here, making sure you have proper life insurance. And so that's something a lot of folks don't want to talk about, but it's a necessary, I wouldn't say necessary evil, but it's a necessity. And so he's going to join us, talk to us the next time about that, right? And your auto insurance.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
You're a good man. Oh, how's Claire, by the way?
Oh, Claire's doing marvelous. She is doing, you know, she's just swimming and trying to walk. You know, she 9 months as of yesterday. So, you know, I said she's been out as long as she was in. You know, she baked for 9, now she's been out playing for 9. So you can't tell we have fun, can you?
No, his little granddaughter.
Yeah, I know she left me on, what was it I told you, Sunday?
Went to Pigeon Forge.
Saturday. She went down to Pigeon Forge Saturday. So I only got to see her a little brief moment, you know, but I did give her a hug and a kiss bye.
There you go.
Have a safe trip.
And soon she'll be back in. She calls you Pop. She's going to call you Pop.
She calls me Pop.
Pop, and Elizabeth's name is?
Graham.
Graham. Pop and Graham.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like them.
She's at Graham. You know, Graham's got her this morning. Got her today. So I saw her this morning.
Graham's
happy.
happy.
She's a little sleepy this morning. Man. I'm like, I believe she didn't get enough. She better give her a little nap.
You know about Graham or Claire?
Really, both of them, I believe. All right, get me in trouble now. Thank you very much.
There you go. All right, I'll get you back in here in just a few minutes. That's our buddy again, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, as we are live here at his abode here on Center Street in Kingsport. 247-5400 is the number to call. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us. We are here again on this Tuesday, broadcasting live from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. And again, we would encourage you to give him a call. Again, we've had our auto insurance with him for many, many years. Hello to Greg Taylor. Hello to Greg Salyer. Hello to Kathy Wagner. Hello to Jerry Keller. We appreciate you kids being with us very much. We're here live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Again, Mike Hedrick, our NASCAR fans reporter, typically comes back after a long weekend, talks about NASCAR. Cannot do that today as a previous appointment, so hope to have him back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday will be at Champion Chevrolet, and then Friday will be at Food City in Blunt Vegas in Bluntville on a Food City Friday. Golden State Warriors going back to the finals of the 4th straight year. Kevin Durant, 34 points. Steph Curry added a near triple-double, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 steals. Warriors beat the Rockets 101-92 to take Game 7 of the Western Conference Final. You probably don't give two hoots on the fact that the coach of the Houston Rockets is a Marshall University, not only a graduate, but a former star player, Mike D'Antoni. He's a Marshall man, so his team, the Rockets, got eliminated last night. Cold shooting killed him. Of course, Chris Paul out. That's a big detriment to the Houston Rockets, out with an injury. The most prolific three-point shooting team in the regular season. The Rockets tossed up their usual high number of shots from behind the arc. They only had 6 go down. They finished 7 for 44 from three-point range, which is like 16%. At one point, they missed 27 straight three-pointers to the Rockets, setting a new record for the most consecutive missed shots from three-point in a playoff game. 27 straight wouldn't go in the hole. You lose 101-92. If you make three more, you win the ball game. But you didn't. That's the way it goes. KD, Kevin Durant, 34 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 block shots. Curry, again, a triple-double, nearly a triple-double, 27 points, 9 rebounds and 10 assists and 4 steals. That's what's going to make it so hard for the Cavaliers to beat the Warriors. You've got, in a 7-game series, 4 different All-Stars. That would be those 2 guys, plus Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. So we'll see. Chris Paul, of course, devastating to see this young man who had to sit on the bench and couldn't do nothing but watch as his team's lead and his chance at his first ever trip to the finals went up in smoke. In each of the last 2 games, the Rockets took big leads early, faded down the stretch as their shots stopped falling. They got tired and lost their composure on both sides of the ball. So, again, the Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors game 1 coming up on Thursday night. It'll be the first 2 will be in Oakland. Then it's 2-2, 1-1-1 format. First 2 in Oakland, the second 2 in Cleveland, and they go back and forth 1-1-1 to finish out the 7-game series. So, 4th straight season, Golden State will take on the Cleveland Cavaliers in the finals. A little bit harder than usual for the 2 teams to get there at this point. Each needed to win a Game 7 on the road in their respective conference final series, but they got it done. And so, the Warriors arrive in the finals looking for their 3rd title in 3 seasons. Cavaliers hoping to even the score in these matchups at 2-2 after falling in 5 games last season. So, Game 1 from the Oracle Arena Thursday night. And so, which team has the best player? There's no question, in my mind. LeBron James, Cavaliers, guys averaging in the postseason. Check this out. LeBron James averaging 34 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists a game, while shooting over 54% from the field. And the guy played 46 minutes in Game 6. He played every single minute of the game against the Boston Celtics. Played the whole time, 48 minutes. I mean, I don't know at what point does the motor just kind of give out, because this guy's putting in some time, obviously. Which team has the best supporting cast? That's no question. That would be the Golden State Warriors. Which team has the best coaching? I think the edge would go there to Steve Kerr over Lou, the coach of the Cavaliers. So bottom line is it's going to be a very tall task for the Cleveland Cavaliers, in my opinion, to win the NBA Finals. But, you know, they wrote off LeBron James and the Cavaliers against the Pacers, against the Raptors, and, of course, the last series against the Celtics. So who's to say? But well, I guess time will tell. But I think when the man walks on the floor, as I said the other night, and as I said earlier in this show, whether you like him or not, whether you like LeBron James, some say he doesn't compare to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Bill Russell and all these greats from previous decades and previous teams and generations, although Kobe's a current player. But certainly Jordan and Russell were in a different generation, if you will, of basketball. Bottom line is you got to respect LeBron James and what he can do. I mean, the guy just, you know, as I said earlier, he's a marked man. When he walks on the court, everybody knows he's going to get the ball. And they still can't stop him. And they slow him down, but they can't stop him. I just read you the numbers. What was it, 34 points a game in the playoffs? I mean, 34, 35 points a game. Pretty strong stuff. So we'll see. He starts Thursday night, Game 1 in Oakland of the NBA Finals. Hey, if you're a owner of a Sprint phone, or if you're not, check this out. My buddy Vince Red went to got a video from him and Zeb the other day. Vince Red from Elizabeth and went into the Sprint store in North Johnson City there in front of Longhorn Steakhouse and got him a new iPad 6th generation for only $99. He saved over $300 on this brand new iPad 6th generation at your Sprint store in Elizabethton and in Johnson City, where Ronnie Curtis runs the show. Again, only $99. You save over $300. Vince Red saved because he heard about it here on the show and went in and got it. And so thank you, Vince. Appreciate you very much. Also, they still have the iPhone 10 with new activation, only $20 for the new iPhone 10 with new activation, only $20 at your Sprint store. Also, you can lease an iPhone 8 and get the second one free. If you lease 2, you get 2 free. So if you're into leasing, you can lease an iPhone 8 and get the second one free, or as many combinations. If you need 6 phones, you lease 3 and get 3 free. It's basically lease one, get one. For a limited time, at your Sprint store. Also, you get free Hulu with all limited data plans. That just comes automatically now. And also, if you're looking for the new Galaxy S9 with new activation, that's 50% off right now for a limited time for the new Galaxy S9. So you've got the iPhone 10, the new Galaxy S9 are both marked down, and then the new iPad 6th generation, only $99. You save over $300 at your Sprint store. Two places to go to, in Elizabethton, right beside Beef O'Brady's. We were there the other night, had dinner. Whew, good stuff. Good stuff. Good food at Beef O'Brady's. And then the other location, as we said, right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse in Johnson City there on North Roan Street. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. If you haven't, here's over 100 folks who have. You still have time for a little while longer. What are we talking about? To get your name in the running, hit that button right there, Tom. Get your name in the running for tickets to Dollywood. We'll give those away on Monday. TomTaylorSports.com/contest. Over 100 entries in so far, and we'll pick one, of course, to win it. There's the numbers. There's some of the names. 6 states: Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, South Carolina, and Texas. Folks have entered from those states. All we need is your first name, your last name, the town you're from, and your email address, and that's all we need. From there, we'll contact you on Monday, let you know you've won 2 one-day passes to Dollywood. It can be used anytime between now and the end of the park closing end of the year, and so you can go and you win them on Monday, you can go next Tuesday. Whenever you want to go, you can go once you get the tickets, obviously, and then you can wait and go later in the summer and go in the fall when the the Bluegrass and Barbecue and the Southern Gospel events going on down there in the fall, Dollywood, or you can wait and go at Christmas time, whenever you want to go. It's 2 one-day passes. You use them when you want to. Brian Jenkins from Elizabethton's in, Rhonda Baker from Bluntville, Lisa Lale, Bluff City, Burnsville, North Carolina's Waylon Watts, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, Kendra Mock, Anderson, South Carolina, Randall Adams, Johnson City's Lance Hicks, who else here? Rose Hill, Virginia, Lisa Christie, Kingsport, Angie Farmer, scanning down through Garland, Texas, Jana Russell, let's see here, Johnson City, Megan Harmon, Mary Markham from Lenore, West Virginia, almost heaven, West Virginia. Hello, Miss Mary. Gray, Tennessee's Julie Kilby from Hampton, Allison Riddle. Gosh, let's go to this third page. Just Elizabeth and Shirley McKinney, Johnson City, Hunter Jones, Liberty, South Carolina, Kyle Barkley. Excuse me, Carrie Masters from Jonesboro, Tennessee. Cookville, Morgan Richards. The list goes on and on. Again, over 100 names. You still have time to enter. Again, it's very simple. First name, last name. Again, go to this TomTaylorSports.com/contest. There it is. And so good luck. We'll give those away coming up on Monday. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. We've taken care of the NBA. Up next, we'll take a look at Major League Baseball. Also, we're going to look at NASCAR. Once again, like LeBron James, whether you like the guy or not, he can drive a race car. Kyle Busch has now won at every track in NASCAR. Charlotte was the last missing piece. He won the Coca-Cola 600. We'll talk about that. They head off to Pocono, Pennsylvania, the next stop of the NASCAR season. And so we'll talk NASCAR. We'll talk Major League Baseball. We'll talk the college baseball bracket that's been set. We've got college softball. They're getting ready to go into the World Series in Oklahoma. Softball, and also Virginia, baseball and softball. All that coming up straight ahead here. We are live, as we said, on the road at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance in Kingsport. Tomorrow, we'll take to the highway. We'll go back into Johnson City at Chick-fil-A, the crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday will be a Champion Chevrolet in Johnson City. On Friday, it's a Food City Friday. Will be a Food City in Bluntville. Looking forward to being over there as well. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are live again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance in Kingsport. 247-5400 on show number 752 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Greg Salyer. Listen every Wednesday at noon for the Major League Baseball update, stats, news, game recaps, and all the interesting tidbits and more. Wednesdays at noon, here and only here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Are you looking to buy a home? Jeremy Livesey of Movement Mortgage can help. At jeremylivesey.com, you can learn about the 671 process. 6-hour underwriting process. That's right, a 6-hour process. The 7 is a 7-day processing period, only a 7-day processing period, and the 1 is 1 day to close. 671. 6-hour underwriting process, a 7-day processing period, and 1 day to close. For more information, go to his website, jeremylivesey.com. Jeremy Livesey at Movement Mortgage. Again, jeremylivesey.com. Do you like ribs? You got to try the ribs then at Phil's Dream Pit. The baby back ribs, Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit off Interstate 26. Phil's ribs are extra meaty baby back ribs, not fatty, with a nice hickory smoke flavor. Dry rub ribs with a spice mixture right on them while smoking. Reminiscent of Memphis-style ribs with just enough kick to keep your taste buds happy. The sweet ribs are sauced with Phil's original sweet sauce. Sweet and messy. 3 rib platters are available. A 3-rib special, a half a rack or full rack platter, all coming with 2 sides and a drink. Ribs also available to take out, half rack or full rack. Check them out today. The baby back ribs, dry rub, and sweet ribs available at Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off Interstate 26, open Tuesday through Saturday. On the web at philsdreampit.com. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, again live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Here is the NBA final schedule. As we told you, it'll be Thursday and Sunday in Oakland. Then next Wednesday and next Friday, the 6th and the 8th will be in Cleveland. And then they'll go back game by game. Game 5 on Monday the 11th if necessary. Game 6 will be June 14th in Cleveland. And Game 7, to get to that point, will be June 17th on a Sunday night in Oakland. But the first two, again, Thursday and Sunday of this week, will be Games 1 and 2 of the NBA Finals from Oakland, California. So there's your NBA schedule as we have it, starting Game 1 on Thursday night from the Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Major League Baseball yesterday. Hello to Tammy Ashley, by the way. Thank you, young lady. Appreciate you being part of the show as we're here live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. And again, we're here, that would be Nico's mama. And so live at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance here in Kingsport. And of course, she's in Elizabethton. Nationals beat the Orioles 6-0 yesterday. Astros over the Yankees 5-1. More about that in a moment. It was the Red Sox 8, the Blue Jays 3. Detroit over the Angels 9-3. Atlanta beat New York 4-3. We'll talk about that one. Cubs blanking the Pirates 7-0. It was Milwaukee 8, the Cardinals 3. Tampa Bay beat Oakland in 13, 1-0. Cleveland a 3-run winner over the White Sox 9-6. Marlins beat the Padres 7-2. Arizona 12, the Reds 5. Mariners 2, Rangers 1. Mets beat the Braves in Game 2, 8-5 in the double dip. Rockies in 10 innings beat the Giants 6-5. Minnesota over the Royals 8-5. The Dodgers getting their act together now. They beat the Phillies 5-4. The final there. Biggest matchup in the first part of the week came in Yankee Stadium when two of the best teams in baseball facing off in the American League Championship Series rematch from a year ago. Astros took this one thanks in large part to the continuing dominance of Justin Verlander. Allowed just one run, a Greg Bird home run in 6 2/3 innings while striking out 5 and not walking any. He is 7-2 now with an ERA of 1.11 since joining the Astros last season. Here's what he's done. He's gone 12-2 with a 1.09 ERA, 141 strikeouts, 20 walks, and 115 innings of baseball. 141 strikeouts and 115 innings and only 20 walks. And so as he was going off the field at Yankee Stadium, Verlander came through with a tipped his cap. That went over big in New York to the Yankee fans because he dominated their team yesterday. Other games, the Mets and Braves had a doubleheader Monday. The first game looked to be going the Mets' way when Devin Mesoraco hit a go-ahead home run at the top of the ninth inning. Instead, Braves utility man Charlie Culbertson hit a 2-run walk-off homer to end it in the Braves' favor. Place went nuts, and so for the first time since starting 11-1, the Mets have fallen back to 500. And so they did get back above that with a win in the nightcap for the New York Mets. Rhys Hoskins left Monday's game with the Phillies after fouling a ball off his face. Josh Donaldson left Monday's game with left calf tightness for the Blue Jays. Also, the Braves placing outfielder Ron Acuna on the DL after an ugly injury on Sunday. Looks like he's going to be okay. Also, Pudge Rodriguez, the son, being called up by the San Francisco Giants. And the White Sox placing slugger Matt Davidson on the DL and brought up corner infielder Matt Skoll for the Chicago White Sox. Standings in the American League in the East, Boston 2 games better than the New York Yankees. Tampa Bay, winners of 3 straight, currently in third. In the American League Central, they've won 3 straight, 6 out of the last 10. Cleveland with a 3.5 game lead over Detroit and Minnesota in the American League Central. In the American League West right now, Houston with a 1 game lead over Seattle. Mariners have won 4 straight, 9 out of the last 10. They're a red-hot baseball team. Houston, again, has also hot. They've won 7 out of the last 10. The Astros with a 1 game lead over as we said, the Mariners in the American League West. In the National League, Atlanta with a half-game lead over Washington. Braves have gone 500 in the last 10 ball games. Meanwhile, Washington has won 4 straight and 6 out of the last 10. Don't look now, but the Nationals are starting to wake up and play where everybody thought they would be. And the Central, Milwaukee with a 4.5 game lead over the over the Cubs. The Brewers have won 4 straight, 8 out of their last 10. They're a red-hot team. And the NL West, Colorado with a 1.5 lead over Arizona. Don't look now, here comes the Dodgers. They've won 2 straight, 8 out of their last 10. They're beginning to climb up through as we thought they would, through the standings of the National League Western Division. Baseball today, here we go. Everything under the lights. White Sox at Cleveland, Cubs in Pittsburgh. The series continues between the Yankees and Houston in New York. It'll be Charlie Morton for Houston and CC Sabathia going for the Yankees tonight. Washington at Baltimore. Blue Jays in Boston against Porcello and the Red Sox. Angels at Detroit. The Mets in Atlanta, Sanchez for Atlanta. Matz will go for the Mets in a 7:35 first pitch. Cardinals in Milwaukee stay at it in Milwaukee. Waka goes for the Cardinals, and Davies will go for the starting pitcher for Milwaukee. Minnesota, Kansas City, San Francisco at Colorado. Reds in Arizona tonight. Tampa Bay at Oakland, Miami and San Diego. The red-hot Seattle Mariners hosting Texas, and the Dodgers home to Philadelphia. Jake Arrieta going for Philadelphia. And the Dodgers, again, at a 10-10 first pitch being played at Chavez Ravine at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. And that's a look, again, at Major League Baseball. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thanks for being with us. We are live here again at Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, celebrating the birthday of Al Unser, the legendary driver of Indy fame. 79 years old today for Al Unser, the birthday boy. So happy birthday to Al Unser. The selection committee announcing the field of 64 for the 2018 NCAA Division I baseball tournament. And so here's some of the basics. There are 31 automatic bids via conference championships, then 33 at-large entrants. First round of play is known as the regional round-robin double elimination format. Each of the top 16 overall seeds will host its respective regional when possible. If you win that regional, you go to the Super Regional. That is a best of 3. If you win that one, each of the Super Regionals, 8 teams in all, advance to the College World Series in Omaha, which is a double elimination format. Here are the teams ranked, the top 8 going into the tournament play that starts this weekend. Florida is the number 1 seed, the Florida Gators. Then comes Stanford, Oregon State, Ole Miss, Arkansas, North Carolina, the Seminoles of Florida State, and the Georgia Bulldogs are the 8th ranked team going in. Athens Regional, who's there? Georgia, Duke, Troy, and Campbell. The Austin, Texas Regional, the Texas Longhorns hosting it. Also there, Texas Southern, Texas A&M, and the Hoosiers of Indiana. The Chapel Hill Regional, obviously North Carolina hosting, Purdue, Houston, North Carolina A&T. The Clemson Regional, the Tigers are hosting Vanderbilt, St. John's, and Morehead State. The Corvallis Oregon Regional, Oregon State, LSU, San Diego State, and Northwestern State. The Conway Regional, Conway, South Carolina, the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina, along with UConn, Washington, and Long Island University of Brooklyn. The DeLand Regional and DeLand, Florida, the Stetson Hatters are the host team. Also there, South Florida, Oklahoma State, and Hartford. This is a double elimination format on this regional. The Fayetteville Regional in Arkansas, the Razorbacks hosting Southern Miss, Oral Roberts, and Dallas Baptist. In Gainesville, the Florida Gators, the number 1 seed going in to the entire tournament, hosting Jacksonville, Florida Atlantic, and Columbia. In the Greenville Regional, the East Carolina Pirates are the home team, the host team, and hosting South Carolina, the Buckeyes of Ohio State and UNC Wilmington. It goes on. The Lubbock, Texas Regional, the Texas Tech Red Raiders are the host team, hosting Louisville, Kent State, and New Mexico State. Minneapolis, the Minnesota Golden Gophers are the host school, hosting UCLA, Gonzaga, and Canisius. That would be the teams there. And Oxford, 64 teams in Oxford. The Ole Miss Regional will be the Ole Miss Rebels, Tennessee Tech, Missouri State, and St. Louis. The Raleigh Regional, the host school is North Carolina State. They're hosting Auburn, Northeastern, and Army. Stanford, that regional is hosted by the Stanford Cardinal. There will be the Baylor Bears, Cal State, Fullerton, and Wright State. And then finally the Tallahassee Regional, the Seminoles of Florida State hosting Mississippi State, the Samford Bulldogs, and Oklahoma. So again, regional play gets underway on Friday, runs through Monday, and those are the regionals. Again, the top 8 teams in the field are ranked. The number 1 team, the Florida Gators, Stanford number 2, Oregon State number 3, Ole Miss number 4, Arkansas number 5, North Carolina ranked 6th, Florida State ranked 7th, and the Georgia Bulldogs, pre-tournament favorites, are ranked 8th to be the rankings for the, as we said, the baseball regional that starts on Friday and runs through Monday. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's see what's going on with the softball regional. The Women's World Series starts again Thursday. You've got Oregon 52-8 taking on Arizona State 48-11. Also there, the Oklahoma Lady Sooners at 55-3 taking on Washington at 49-8. Florida's Lady Gators taking on the Lady Bulldogs of Georgia. Florida at 55-9. The Lady Bulldogs are 48-11. Also there is UCLA, the Lady Bruins at 56-5, and the Lady Seminoles of Florida State at 52-11. So if you're a Florida Gator fan, you got the guys, the number 1 seed in the baseball, and you got the ladies that are in the final 8 of the Women's World Series at Hall of Fame Stadium in Oklahoma City. So pretty cool if you're a Gator fan. Things are going well right now in spring sports for Florida Gator fans, with the ladies and the gents in their softball and baseball postseason tournaments, respectively, in the NCAA. In Virginia, let's take a look there. Region 2 baseball from yesterday. Tazewell beat Union 3-2 in 8 innings. Grayson County and Y Central rained out. Virginia High, the Bearcats shut out Ridgeview 7-0, and John Battle beat Lebanon 5-4. Today, Grayson County Y Central going to try and play the one that got rained out yesterday. They'll play that at 5 o'clock at Y Central. That is the 2D tournament. In the 1D tournament, baseball, East Side today in the semifinals at Harding Field in Honaker. East Side and Patrick Henry at 5. Chilhowie, the Warriors, and Honaker at 7:30 tonight. in that second game. In softball, Region 2D tournament, Lebanon beat Gate City 8-2. Ridgeview over the Lady Bearcats of Virginia High yesterday 6-1. Richland shuts out Union 3-0. John Battle all over Tazewell 14-2. So the semifinals at John Battle today. Lebanon and Ridgeview at 5 o'clock. Richlands and John Battle at 7 o'clock tonight. In the Region 1D softball tournament at Honeacre Middle School tonight, it'll be Eastside against Northwood at 5 o'clock. Johowie and Grundy at 7 o'clock tonight. Those games at Honeacre Middle for the Region 1D softball semifinals. Also, girls soccer today. In the Region 2D tournament, Richlands beat Lee 5-1. This is girls soccer. Wise Central shuts out Marion 2-0 yesterday. Gate City's Gate City's Lady Blue Devils soccer beat Lebanon 2-1, and John Battle beat Graham 1-0. Tonight semifinals, Wise Central. This is being played at Richlands in girls soccer. Wise Central Gate City at 5 o'clock. Richlands and the Lady Trojans of John Battle at 7 o'clock tonight. And the semifinals of the Region 2D girls soccer tournament, and then the boys soccer Region 2D. Quarterfinals from yesterday, Virginia High shuts out Gate City 3-0. Union beat Richlands 3-2. Graham's boys beat John Battle 6-0. And Lebanon over Wise Central 5-0. And again, today, semifinals at Sugar Hollow Park in Bristol. 2D boys soccer semis. Virginia High and Union at 5 o'clock. And Lebanon and Graham at 7 o'clock tonight for the semifinals of the Region 2D boys soccer being played at Sugar Hollow Park in Bristol, Virginia. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. If you have not got signed up, here's where you need to be. Coming up on the Saturday, June the 16th, there it is, the 16th Annual Youth Football Camp for Jason Witten at Citizens Bank Stadium in Elizabeth, and there's no charge. You see down at the bottom, that's how you get signed up, jasonwitten82.com. If you haven't done it yet, you need to do it. Session 1 will be ages 7, get up here a little closer, you see, Session 1, ages 7 through 12 from 9 to noon on that Saturday. Session 2, ages 13 through 18 will be from 1:30 until 4:30. Register now, jasonwitten82.com. Looking for a record number of youngins. SCORE Foundation 16th Annual Youth Football Camp. Ryan Witten's going to join us tomorrow on the show. We'll be at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. So Ryan will be with us tomorrow talking about that very topic, talking about First Witten Huddle, and also about his brother Jason's football camp coming to town on Saturday, June the 16th, which is not that far away. That would be, 2 weeks from Saturday. Wow, it's hard to believe. June is here. It won't be long. They'll start back up football practice. In fact, most schools will start their football practice cranking back up on July the 9th. So, hello, Brian Jenkins and Elizabeth, and thank you, my friend, for watching. Again, we had over 9,100 views for those baseball games. The Gibbs game on the sectional or sub-state on that Friday night at East Tennessee State, then the 4 baseball games down at Smyrna. That would be, of course, Stewart County first game, Stewart County second game, Grundy County, and, of course, Riverside, the one we lost to eliminate us from postseason play, the Elizabethton Cyclones we're talking about. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for a long, long, long time. You can go back and watch any, well, you can't watch them because it's audio only, but listen to any of those and all of those games. There is video for the Gibbs game because it wasn't a state tournament. Once we got to Smyrna, TSSAA said no video, audio only, which is okay. So you can go back and listen. But anyway, last Thursday night's game, they're all running together. When did we play? Was it Thursday night? We played Wednesday night. Wednesday night we played Stewart County. 8-5, 10 innings. Been doing this a long time. There's not a better game I've ever been a part of than that game. The drama dripping from that game is unbelievable. The throw out from Jacob Mullins to right field to Evan Perkins, tagging the runner coming in from third, which would have been the winning run on a 4-4 tie late in the game, threw an absolute strike from right field, a one-hopper. Perkins catches a one-hop, tags the guy coming out from third. We get out of the inning. That's the ball game if they score. The pitching of Evan Carter down there at the tournament, Trey Shoun's pitching. Who am I going to leave out? I'm going to leave out somebody because I don't have all the stats in front of me. But just a great, solid performance. Corey Russell, the throw to third to pick the guy off at third. The base runner there was a runner going from first and second playing cat and mouse. Runners at third being the winning run. And so they're trying to get Corey to get what's the word? Distracted, maybe. to throw the ball to try and get this kid running back and forth from first and second, get him in a rundown so the guy from third can run home with the winning run. So Corey played the game with him, back and forth the guy ran, and so he bluffs the throw to second, turns and sees the guy off the bag down to third about 4 or 5 steps, snaps the throw to Matthew Daly, puts a tag on him, and to me that was one of the biggest games of the season. I mean, just clutch hitting. Logan Eastep's solo home run in the Riverside game, it just goes on and on. All that's here. You can go back to the Facebook page, The Tom Taylor Sports Show, and listen to any or all the games. And again, for my money, that was a great run for this baseball program in Elizabethton, and you don't get any better man than Ryan Presnell, I'm telling you. And Joe Diaz and Hodges and Coach White and Coach Casey, and you know, it just doesn't get any better than those men. They do a phenomenal job with those kids, and so now they've tasted the state tournament. We've won at the state tournament. Now they said we're going back to the state tournament. We got a nucleus coming back this year coming up that's going to be very good and can certainly get back down there with all the stars are aligned. And the craziness of high school sports, I mean, go figure. Here's a team we beat in the regional championship 9-4. Greenville we're speaking of. Put them on the road for the sectional. And so with that, we come back, get to the state tournament, does the Elizabethton Cyclones, and then Greenville goes ahead and wins the whole thing. They win 11-0 over Riverside in the Mercy Run game for the state championship. So go figure. A team we beat 9-4 in the regional championship gets to the big dance, gets to the big show, gets to the championship game, and wins it. And that's just kind of it's how it rolls. So anyway, great run, over 9,000 views. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. It was just been a phenomenal run for me personally. Had a blast calling those games, I can tell you that. Quick break. We'll be right back. Let's take a look at one of our good friends, Phil's Dream Pit. They're back open today. They were closed. They're always closed on Sundays and Mondays. Back open today off the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. You talk about some great grub. Man, you just pull up in the parking lot and smell that hickory smoke barbecue and the smoker back behind the store, back behind the restaurant. Out of this world. Great food. And here's the owner, Phil Pipkin, talking about Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back with my buddy Phil, Phil's Dream Pit again, the quest for perfect barbecue. And tell us about, big guy, tell us about the Dream Packs at Phil's Dream Pit.
So we offer these Dream Packs that we offer them in equal numbers. So like 4, 8, 12, 20, 24. I mean, we can do them as much as 100 people or more. We've had them go out for 300 people. But the Dream Packs are, it comes with the pork, the sauce, the buns, and 3 sides. So you could do like beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. The price ends up costing you a little under $7 a person, which is an unbelievable value around here.
Well, obviously spring's right around the corner. You're looking at people on the move, going to ball games and Little League games and just being on the move. So this is a great way to come in and get a Dream Pack. And or if you got an event in the backyard, a cookout, or whatever you got going on, this is a great way to feed the gang, right?
It is. And another benefit of it is sometimes people are having rehearsal dinners and they'll have volunteers from their church that will serve. So this is a very inexpensive way to hold your costs down for your rehearsal dinner or your wedding. We do offer full service catering. The price goes up a little bit to have our whole crew out there, but you could do the value packs too and have folks from church serve it and cost you under $7 a person.
Let's squeeze in too before I let him go. Meat by the pound. So again, another event coming up that you just want to come out here and buy this great meat by the pound. You do that as well.
I do. We offer the pulled chicken. We offer brisket by the pound, pork by the pound, chicken salad by the pound. The chicken salad, kind of give us a heads up if you're going to want 4 or 5 pounds of that, because we try not to make that much of it at once.
And all this on the website.
And philsdreampit.com.
Yep.
It has our catering menu. It also has our in-house menu and the value packs, and just an awesome deal.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, they're physically located right off Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. So Phil's Dream Pit, philsdreampit.com. The quest for perfect barbecue, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This Father's Day weekend, man-made thunder rumbles into town as Bristol Dragway hosts the Fitzgerald USA NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals. Witness the raw power of the fastest sport in the world. Every ticket is a pit pass. Buy before June 1st and save, including free tickets for kids 12 and under on Sunday. Treat Dad to the heart-pounding power of 10,000 horses. This Father's Day weekend, visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
The savings continue the month of May at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. All Gaia and Solgar products 20% off at Max Medicine Mart. Solgar producing fine quality nutritional supplements for 71 years, and Gaia both 20% off in the month of May. No coupons, no limits. Every time you purchase any and all Solgar or Gaia products in the month of May, automatic 20% off. Open 7 days a week, right down the street from Dobbins Minute on Center Street in Kingsport. Again, Solgar and Gaia products 20% off the month of May at Max Medicine Mart. Max Medicine Mart, Center Street in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget, again, it's coming up. Thunder Valley Nationals, again, the Drags, the Fitzgerald Thunder Valley Nationals now. That'll be coming up Father's Day weekend at Bristol Dragway. Go to bristoldragway.com for your tickets. And, of course, right here at the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race, we're inside of 85 days till we'll go racing on the night race, the Bass Pro Shop. Of course, we have three straight nights of racing now. And let's see, I want to tell you all about that coming up here in just a second. I've got it somewhere. We get in our NASCAR segment. I'll show you how you can create your own package now to go racing at Bristol. And so we'll tell you about that coming up here in just a few minutes here on the show. I got one of my stacks of stuff here somewhere. Got it everywhere. So we'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. On a sad note, coming out of the break, former Maryland basketball player Cliff Tucker passed away Monday from injuries sustained in a car accident in Texas, only 29 years old. Again, hello, Jerry Keller. Tucker, a guard on Gary Williams' teams from 2007 to 2011, played in 131 games, remains 12th most in program history, all-time in three-point field goal percentage. It goes on and on. He was, again, a young man who was looked up by a lot of folks from El Paso, Texas. Cliff Tucker sustaining a car accident, or dying, I should say, from injuries sustained in a car accident. He was 29 years old. This year's Stanley Cup final got underway last night in Vegas. Pretty insane, even by Vegas standards. Golden Knights, who managed to jump out to an early 1-0 lead thanks to a 6-4 win over the Capitals, has the potential of being a very, very good series. Goes down to the wire. In the defense, the Golden Knights defense, their ability to suffocate the opposing team's offensive attack, just asked the Winnipeg Jets, and that was on display early in Game 1. Capitals needed nearly 6 minutes to get their first shot on net. Wow, you're talking about defense. Took them 6 minutes into the game to get their first shot on goal. They were held to just a single shot on net for over 13 minutes to start the game. Golden Knights getting quicker, more tenacious out of the gate. Capitals able to fight through that slow start and get their offense going, including striking for 2 goals in 42 seconds towards the end of the opening frame. But again, Vegas wins at 6-4 to take Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Of course, Golden Knights are a franchise expansion team, and so it's hard to believe that these guys have come out of their first year and playing now for the Stanley Cup Finals against the Washington Capitals. Game 2 coming up later this week. In golf, our dear friend Linda up in Dublin, Ohio, part of the folks at Muirfield Village Golf Course. The Memorial starts coming up later this week, presented by Nationwide, an $8.9 million purse. It'll be televised on CBS, and so the Memorial Tournament presented by Nationwide, that's in the PGA Tour. That's coming up again starting on when's the 31st? It'll be starting on Thursday. Then in horse racing, undefeated Justified took his next step toward the Triple Crown last Saturday, of course winning the Preakness in a thriller, and so now all eyes on him. Can he become the 13th Triple Crown winner in U.S. thoroughbred history? We'll find out not this Saturday, but next Saturday, June 9th, the Belmont Stakes at Belmont Park, where he'll be shipped to New York. He's at Churchill Downs right now in Kentucky going through training, and so they'll be ready to go with him, not this Saturday, but next Saturday at Belmont Park. And so for the Belmont Stakes at Belmont Park, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Finally, if we get Jim back in here, you're running out of time. This is really cool. Steve Smith, we had him up on the microphone during the race back in the spring when he announced that Food City is giving away $100,000 in charity because of their 100 years. And so as a result of that, you can vote on your favorite charity. Now, each area geographically is broken down: Tri-Cities, Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Southeast Kentucky. Each will have 3 winners, so the charity that gets the most votes here in the Tri-Cities will get $12,500. Second place gets $7,500. Third place gets $5,000. It will last until the end of the month, which obviously is not that far away. So here's how you do it. FoodCityCharityChallenge.com, and here are the 10 charities that they've picked for you to vote on. The Donna Hope in Johnson City, Mountain Mission School, Communities and Schools of Southwest Virginia, the Alzheimer's Association Tennessee, Girls on the Run, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Tennessee, Coalition for Kids, Abuse Alternatives, United Way of Southwest Virginia, and Speedway Children's Charities. All you do is go to FoodCityCharityChallenge.com, vote, and good luck. And again, that's not bad for somebody who's going to, Steve Smith and Food City's going to hand the one with the most votes $12,500. It's incredible. Second place, $7,500, and third place, $5,000. We'll be at Food City in Blumpville on Friday on Food City Friday show. But again, here's an organization that always gives back to the community, and that's a lot of money, folks. $100,000 they're giving away in Tri-Cities. They're giving away $100,000 total, $25,000 in Chattanooga, Knoxville, Tri-Cities, and Southeast Kentucky. Always giving back to the community. That's why I shop at Food City, because there's such great ambassadors and great folks in our community. As this gentleman is right here, there he is, Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, back with us for our second visit. Auto insurance. June is a big vacation month. Folks taking to the highway, going to the beach, going to Dollywood, going to Disney, wherever they're going. May just be going 20 miles up the road, whatever. But auto insurance, 'tis the season to be checking.
I mean, that's what a man said the other day. He said, well, now I've done all this stuff, said I believe that we're going to make it to the first rest stop. And that's going to be that's what we're going to be. I'm like, well, good luck for you, buddy.
There you go.
Real happy, so I'd say they went a little further.
Probably went a little further. Maybe to the second rest stop.
There you go.
So, but yep, folks are traveling. And what are some of the basics for auto insurance we need to have?
Well, we always talk about those limits of liability, and so we want to make sure we have enough limits of liability, because what if you are involved in a situation that ends up with a pileup or whatever, and then the same thing. So, do we want the physical damage? Do we want the towing and emergency road service? Farmers has a new road service. When I say new, it's been around, but when you dial the 800 number and you choose that option, when you do the road service, then they send you a text that pops up, and it's like Uber. It tells you who's coming and how long they're going to be to get there, and you get to watch them show up. So it's an awesome little thing to do. And as I tell everybody, put that number in your phone, because it also, if you lock keys in the car, battery goes dead, run out of gas, or have a flat. Or, we talk about farmers is everywhere. I've told this story a million times, but something might bust out your window on the way, whether it's the side glass or the windshield. And the one guy's was the side glass, and he's so proud he had it all fixed. And I told him, I said, well, Bill, we can have somebody fix that while you're in Florida. And he said, really? And so we did, and farmer hooked up with Safe Flight, went to his hotel, put his glass in, and there he had the rest of his trip, plus his ride home, and he wasn't dealing with a piece of cardboard. So
cardboard in the window.
We're here to assist you, and that's your comprehensive coverage. It's going to take care of that when we talk about the physical damage. And then if you do get in that car situation, do you have rental car coverage? Do you have coverage to rent you a car to bring you home? We also have extended coverage on our loss of use, and that helps pay expenses to go back. So you may be in Myrtle Beach, and that may be where the accident is. So the car's down there getting repaired. Mm-hmm. You got to come on home, and then you need to go back,
and get the car,
spend the night, and then come back. Those are extra expenses that they will do on our loss of use coverage if we choose it over the rental car coverage. So again, it's sitting down or talking to us on the phone and discussing the options for the coverages that best meet your needs.
It's all comprehensive. You told me the story last time I was here about a guy that they've ultimately kind of came after him because he got sued and there wasn't enough money, and so they kind of really made his life miserable.
So that's on your liability side, and so we want to talk about that on a regular basis, because people don't want to think about it. They don't want to think about getting in that wreck and it happened. But if you are sued for more than your limits of liability, you are still responsible. They can garnish 20 to 25% of your wages, and it's the money coming into you. So people say, well, my retirement's protected. Well, the retirement portion may be protected depending on where it is and how it is, but the money you're receiving each money off of it is payment to you that they can garnish and take from you to pay someone back. Or you may have equity in things. You may have equity in your home or other items, or you may have the ability to go go get a loan to pay that back. So yes, they were. There was a settlement in East Tennessee for over $2 million, and they were underinsured. And they said that they are aggressively going to go after their personal assets and future incomes to pay that deficit that was awarded once it went to court. So again, we hope that phase never happens to you, but we want to talk about increasing the limits of liability. We offer personal umbrella policies that can give an additional $1 million, $2 million, up to like $10 million of protection. Again, we don't know. We don't know. And then sometimes you just need represented. You may not be at fault, but if somebody sues you, you still got to be represented. So you want to have the proper coverage to be represented if someone was to bring suit to you over an accident.
Talking to Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. He has been in the Topper Club. We'll let him tell you what that's all about. The championship and now the President's Council. That means he's been at it for a while and does a superb job here in the staff. So let's start with the championship. How did you earn that one?
So again, it's based on our building of our business with our customers, talking to our customers. They, of course, do surveys on us as well. And so we have to hit sales goals and policies in force to get there. So we do work with our community to accomplish that as well. As you well know, people move out of the area, move into the area, and people die, and people sell things and scale down. And so these are things and changes we're making all the time. So we're maintaining customers and building new customers, and we get to Toppers is actually the first level. Championship is the next, so you have to do even more requirements, and then the President's Council is the chosen one.
There you go. And he's been there many times at all three. 5 out of the last 6 years been the President's Council, which is the top of the totem pole. And again, 247-5400 is the number to call. We talked about cars. Let's talk about is it things any different with a minivan or a pickup truck as far as, or even a station wagon, or is it still the same, or is coverage different based on what you drive?
Well, your liability costs can be based different on what you drive, because if you have one of these F-350s and you hit someone in the rear, you're going to do a whole lot more damage than that Honda Accord or Civic might do. So that will affect things. Of course, like we also talked about on the motorcycles earlier, do you add things to it? What do you have? Now, some of these minivans already come customized with the DVDs and TVs and all that stuff. But if you added aftermarket, we need to know that. We need to talk about that so that we can get that included if you want it covered, because someone may break in your car and steal it, or you may get in a wreck that causes that damage to it and you would like it back into your vehicle. So those are things that we're going to address on in customized wheels, and on the trucks you do different rails and beds and things to that nature that's added. So we want to address that with you as well.
247-5400, the number to call. Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, located here on Center Street. Wrights Insurance in Tennessee and Virginia. Even though he's based in Kingsport, you have clientele all across Tennessee, all across the Tri-Cities, right?
We do. We have clients that have been with us for years, and they may have moved to Knoxville or may have moved somewhere. I had a lady that moved up towards Chesapeake, Virginia, but then she ended up moving back, and we were her agent all along, because we do a lot over the phone and through the internet as well as face-to-face. As I tell everybody, we love the opportunity to work with you. If you want to come by, as you well said, we're at 1309 East Center, a little white house. Come on by, stop in. We'll be glad to sit down with you. Or you can give us a call at the phone number, the 247-5400. Or we're on the web at farmers.com. You look up Jim Cline as an agent. It'll bring you to our website. You can send a web request, ask us information. It has my email, which is jcline@farmersagent.com as well. People will send an email, hey, I want to talk to you, and then we'll start calling or emailing back to get the data we need to provide the proposal form.
Coming up tomorrow will be at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Before we get out here in a few minutes, we'll talk NASCAR, talk about that guy that, whether you like him or not, he can drive a race car. Kyle Busch did it again. He's now won at every track in NASCAR, the first driver ever in NASCAR history to win at every track, and he did it at Charlotte. That was the last one he needed to get, and he got it over the weekend. Life insurance, let's talk about that for just a second. Again, it's happening, and I'm not going to name names, but I know folks that, they were here, and now they're gone because of a sickness or a car wreck, and all of a sudden, people left behind, their world's turned upside down in a literal sense. You deal with this all the time.
Exactly. So,
the importance of life
again,
insurance.
We just want to sit and talk to you and look at what goals do you have? What do you want to do? Do you want the house paid off? Do you have other debt? Do you want to leave money for future incomes? Do you have children that you want to have the opportunity to go to college? How do you want to handle that, and how do you want to address it? So we just ask for that, again, opportunity to talk to you about it. Everybody, or a lot of people, get it through work, and that's great. We deduct that from it, but you should always own some on your own, because work can change. It's a benefit. They can take it away. They can quit administering it. You may change jobs. They could get bought out. All kinds of things happen. So you should always own a policy on your own. We can do term policies for that period of time, 10, 20, 30 years. Get the house paid off. You don't feel like you need that much coverage anymore. We do permanent policies that can have living benefits. Again, I showed it a gentleman the other day. If he did what I recommended for him to do, it's going to help him save for retirement. Gives him life insurance now to take care of his family if something was unforeseen to happen to him. But if he lives, it gives him the living benefit that he gets the cash value back, and he can draw from it in his retirement years. And you can fund these things properly, and there's just excellent things to do. But at the end of the day, the thing we do need to talk about is that death benefit, and it's not something we don't want to put off. I've told the story 100 times that we had a gentleman that talked to myself and Tim probably over a 2-year plus period, and he kept saying he's going to do something, and he didn't, and he passed away. And his wife immediately called us and wanted to know, did he get anything done, and he didn't. And that's heartbreaking to have to tell that, because, again, just what you said, that put her in a different situation of what she was going to do. And we all know that was not his intent. He just didn't do it. So it's not a subject we all like to talk about, but it is reality. So we do need to discuss it. Again, we talk about protecting the auto and the home and the boat and the four-wheeler and jet ski and the travel trailer, and we do all those things. But the most important thing is us. If we don't make it home from work or back from that family trip or whatever, things happen. We hear it on the news. People get injured while they're on vacation. There's airlines that mess up and that kills people. And again, we want to make sure that everybody's taken care of back here at home, and we just need that opportunity to discuss it with them.
247-5400. That big old tall drink of water, I call him.
That's right.
And then one and done. Let me squeeze it out before we take off. The one and done, which is going back to your auto insurance, but the one and done, it is a lifesaver.
It is. Well, it's all claims. You get that phone. You can make that phone call. Again, we have our help point line, which is claims and everything else in between, but it's mainly for claims, because, again, storms come through on Fridays and Saturdays, and we may not be here, or it may be midnight when it happens. If we're here during the day, I tell everybody, give us a call, we'll start guiding you, we'll start getting it turned in. But we do have make the one phone call, get the ball rolling, and we're done. Farmers is going to help take care of whatever we need to do. Again, we talked about the water getting in the house, so if we need to send out emergency services, if a tree hits the house and we need to get it tarped over, on the car insurance, we need to get the car moved to a shop so we can start getting it looked at after the wreck. We have our guaranteed repair shop program. So again, one and done, you choose to go there. Farmers gives you a warranty for the life that you own the car. Shop may go out of business or retire or whatever, but Farmers is going to back that forever of the work that they do. Very particular on the shops, but it's done. One and done, and they're going to get it fixed. You pay your deductible, get your rental car if you have rental car coverage, and move on.
Another situation I was in fact, I was doing a show at Food City in Colonial Heights, and we made an appointment, and I can't remember what happened now. To have a wreck, somebody broke into my car, that's right. So tore the mirror off and all that. It's been about 7 or 8 years ago. Anyway, I'm inside Food City doing this show, as a matter of fact, or doing a radio show, doesn't matter. I was inside Food City. The claims adjuster shows up. I give him the keys. He goes out, sits down, goes through itemized everything I need to do to get the vehicle fixed, then it spits out a check and says, here you go, here's the recommended place. Here's 3 places and geographically close to your home we want you to go to or can go to. Here's the check. Hasta luego, see you. Gone. He wasn't there an hour.
If
done.
You need us, let us know. Exactly. They have that mobile capabilities to print those estimates and checks. If he missed something on the estimate, the shop can call him because his contact information is on there and say, hey, we needed this part, you didn't see it. Okay, we'll get that added to it. it's not a problem. Like you said, we are here to take care of you and here to get you back. And if anybody out there is looking for a career, we do have an opening for a team member. So we would like to talk to someone. If you are licensed, that's great. If you're not, you would be willing to get licensed, because we got to talk coverages to people, because we are helping people. So again, give us a call at the 247-5400 line, and we'll get you emails to get us resumes sent over.
Yep, 247-5400. Looking for a new team member.
Yes.
There you go. All right. He's a good fellow to work for, too. I believe that'd be good. Reckon I could?
Probably not.
Probably not.
You're in that qualification part.
Love this guy. All right. I appreciate you. Good man right there, our buddy Jim Cline, Jim Cline Farmers Insurance. Again, we appreciate him. Let's roll in here for a few minutes left. We got a little NASCAR to talk about. And also Milligan College basketball. Basketball camp started today for this week. There are still openings, very, very few, but there's still a few openings for next week's camp at Milligan. And then July the 9th through the 13th at Milligan. And the last one will be right up the road here in Colonial Heights or Colonial Heights Christian in mid-July. Here's what you need to do is go to MilliganBuffs.com, go to that website, and then scroll down to basketball or the camps. It'll show you the basketball camps. Again, I would tell you it's from 8 till 3, boys and girls ages 7 to 17, 8 to 3 Monday through Thursday. Again, you can't beat it. I'm telling you, Ben, my little one's so excited. She's going a week from today. In fact, we'll be out there doing some shows from Milligan College next week from the basketball camp itself and let you see firsthand what I'm talking about. But my little one is so excited. She cannot wait to get to basketball camp and see Coach Robinson and Will, because he takes his players and they're the camp counselors. And, I mean, he has a devotion every day, a little challenge/devotion, because it's a Christian school, rather, Christian college, and so and a Christian camp. And so he gives them a little 4 or 5 minute challenge every day right after lunch before they start back up, and they all sit down on the gym floor and he just talks to them for 4 or 5 minutes and gives you motivation. Basically, last year his theme was, you can do anything you want to do, and you can. And he told these kids that, and so good stuff. It's every day, Monday through Thursday from 8 till 4. They get a lot of basketball. They get a lot of individual instruction. But I can't sing enough praise about Bill Robinson as a man, and Bill Robinson, the coach of Milligan, for his camp. He just does a great job. And I've been going to camps since I was a kid, for many, many, many years. And now that I'm a little bit older, I have little people going. I've been to good camps myself growing up, and I've been to not so good camps, and I would put this one right at the top. This is a very, very well-run camp. They feed them up at Sutton Hall on campus. They go up to the cafeteria and eat a full hot meal every day. They have the buffet line to choose from, so it's a great camp. And in the afternoon, that last hour, you get a chance they call it free time. You either go downstairs and swim in the pool. If you're one of the campers, you can stay up in the gym, just shoot around and play pickup games, whatever you want to do. But it's staffed and it's watched by the staff. They don't, both down at the pool and upstairs, not like they all leave and say you're on your own. They're there the whole time, and when they go swimming, they've got folks there inside the pool area monitoring, so you're not on your own. So it's very, very there's flexibility, but it's also regimented, I guess, for lack of a better term. Look at it both ways. So anyway, it's a great camp. I would encourage you, if you are not signed up for a camp, my kid doesn't know anything about basketball. That's even better, because you're going to learn it. You are put in age-appropriate groups, gender-wise as well. You'll put them in some with guys and girls. Sometimes they, depending on the number of campers, they'll put all girls and all boys. But, bottom line is they're there to encourage, uplift, and they do. And I can tell you that firsthand because I'm there. And we will have the show there next week as well. We'll take the show out there for a couple of days and let you see firsthand what this camp's all about in the backdrop of what I'm doing. All right, let's take a look at NASCAR before we get out of here. Again, our normal gentleman, Mike Hedrick, had a previous commitment, could not make it today, so we hope to have him back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Looking forward to being over there tomorrow for sure with Connie and Tim Birchfield and the great folks at Chick-fil-A. That place hops, really hops in the summertime, but it hops anytime that we're over there, and it's a busy place. Kyle Busch dominated the Charlotte Motor Speedway Sunday night. to win his 4th race of the season. Also, as we said earlier, became the first driver in NASCAR history to win a points-paying race at every track on the Cup Series schedule. That's pretty impressive. They'll move off now to Pocono, where Ryan Blaney won a year ago in the Cup Series. And so we are 80, let me think here. 81 days to the night race, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. 33-year-old Kyle Busch now moves into sole possession of 15th place on the all-time wins list with 47. Next in line is Herb Thomas with 48, and Smoke Tony Stewart had 49 wins in his career. Richard Petty, of course, holds the all-time record with 200. Jimmy Johnson has 83, the most among active drivers. Busch led the most overall laps after starting on the pole, swept the stages. This was a total domination. He swept the stages, led the most laps, started on the pole, entered the race with the points lead and 2 stage wins on the season, and more than doubled their green and white checkered total by the end of the night. So this guy's on fire. He leads the points as they head off to Pocono. So Kyle Busch, a big weekend of racing for this young man. The top 10, Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, and Jimmy Johnson, your top 5. Then comes Jamie McMurray, Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with the top 10 in the race. Points now heading off to Pocono. Busch with a 57-point lead over Joey Logano. Then comes Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, and Martin Truex Jr. are the top 5 in points right now. If we stop today, the cutoff for the chase, you would see Paul Menard, Daniel Suarez, Austin Dillon, and Jamie McMurray be out. So we're starting to take a look at that, even though we've not got to the second half of the season yet. We still got some racing left, and as a matter of fact, the racing will be Pocono, Michigan. They'll be off for Father's Day weekend, the Cup Series, and wrap up the month of Sonoma, month of June in Sonoma, California, before they start the second half of the season in Daytona. Again, we're 81 days away from the night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. And with that, here is a new thing coming out. It says here at Bristol Motor Speedway, we're going to have some folks on about this earlier or later in the week. Hello, Chris Payne, watching the show. Thank you, my friend. I love that guy. He and Miss Pam are just, they're so good to my kids. Good guy, Chris Payne. Good man. Bass Pro Shop NRA night race coming up. You can create your own package. How about that? What does that mean? That means you can build your package. Go to bristolmotorspeedway.com. This will pop up, and this also will pop up here. This is the picture you want to see. When you see this, it says start your experience. And so you start clicking on and designing what you want. Our goal is to have a package designed uniquely for you that suits your specific wants for an incredible Bristol experience in 81 days. Actually less than that. That would be 81, but we're down to 79 days till we come back for the Camping World. It's a UNOH 200 Camping World Truck Series race on that Thursday night. Friday night's the Food City 300. Then on Saturday will be the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. So we're 79 days away from racing. It'll be here before you know it, I promise you. So we're inside of 200 days to Christmas. So it just keeps on keeping on. Kids tickets are $10. You can get them at Food City. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But again, the NASCAR season almost hitting the halfway point for 2018, and certainly the 2 top drivers at this point has been the buzz in this first set of races, no question. In the first half of the season would be Kevin Harvick and obviously Kyle Busch are the 2 hot rods right now in the NASCAR Monster Energy NASCAR Cup season. Brad Keselowski wins the Xfinity Series at Charlotte over the weekend. Cole Custer came in second. Christopher Bell third. Ty Dillon fourth. Elliott Sadler, who is your leader with 38-point lead over Christopher Bell in the Xfinity Series. And so the Cup and the Xfinity Series will go to Pocono. The trucks will have the week off, heading off to Pocono Raceway. So there you have it. That's what's going on again in NASCAR. Again, your driver that is on fire is Kyle Busch. Again, he is now 47 wins under his belt, and he's now chasing Herb Thomas, Tony Stewart. Here's some other guys ahead of him with 50 wins. Ned Jarrett, Junior Johnson, 54 wins. Lee Petty, 55 wins. Rusty Wallace, 76 wins. Late Dale Earnhardt, that's a ways off, but certainly in his crosshairs right now, the way he's racing this season, is your 48-win driver Herb Thomas, a Hall of Famer, your 49-win driver Tony Stewart, which is interesting with Jeff Gordon now being voted into the Hall of Fame. The only guy in the top 15 that is not in the Hall of Fame at this point is Tony Stewart. I don't guess he's been out long enough, but once he becomes vote eligible, I would think he would be an automatic first-year inductee into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but he has 49 wins. Herb Thomas, 48. Tony Stewart, 49. Junior Johnson, Ned Jarrett, 50. That's the folks up on the crosshairs right now of Kyle Busch, moving up the all-time wins list in a big-time way. And of course, he'll come back to Bristol in August, having swept all 3 races last year. For twice he's done it in his career. The only driver that's ever swept 3 races at the same track in the same weekend is the 18 driver. Now he's the only driver that's ever won a race at every track in NASCAR. Again, like LeBron James, we talked earlier in the show, say what you want. Tom Brady, you can run down all these guys that made their mark in their particular sport. Say what you want about them, whether you like them or not. You got to respect them. You got to respect Kyle Busch. You got to respect LeBron James. I was with a guy the other night that said, I wouldn't watch him unless they're 40 points down. Okay, you're entitled to that, but you got to respect the man for what he can do on the court. In this case, what he can do behind the wheel of a car. As Matt Kenseth said last year, after he won all 3 races at Bristol, he said that is like taking 3 different coaches, 3 different offensive lines, 3 different teams basically, because you have 3 different sets of crew members for each race and a different crew chief for each race. And so Busch comes in, wins the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series with 3 different sets of basically 3 different teams, 3 different nights, and wins it and sweeps it. Matt Kenseth said, his former teammates, said that's an incredible feat to win once at Bristol, as tough as it is, but to win 3 straight nights with 3 different sets of drivers and crew chiefs. He said, that puts him among the all-time greats, and it does. So whether you like him or not, the boy can drive a race car, as can Kevin Harvick. We are about out of time. We thank you for yours. Again, Dr. Barry Walton sent me a note. He got tied up at work today. It's busy coming out of the long weekend at Max Medicine Mart, so he won't be with us. Mike Hedrick couldn't be with us today. He had a last-minute situation come up that he couldn't be with us. So I do want to say thanks to Jim Cline Farmers Insurance, and certainly want to say thanks to you all for allowing me to come and be on your show and in your camera and on your computer or wherever you are, on the website or on the Facebook page. Again, cannot thank you enough. Over 9,100 views of our baseball game, state tournament appearance. In fact, I went back and added up all the views for the baseball games for the entire regular season, the whole season for Elizabethton baseball. Over 15,000 views of Elizabethton baseball. Cannot thank you enough. It is incredible. And so thank you. We're out of time. We thank you for yours. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll be at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Thursday we'll be at Champion Chevrolet. And Friday we'll be at Food City and Blundville. So keep on keeping on here on this final week of May 2018. So for Jim Cline at 247-5400, if you're looking for insurance, auto insurance, homeowners, motorcycle, boats, jet skis, life insurance, renter's insurance, whatever you need, please give him a call. Let him quote. That's all he wants to do is just get a shot at quoting. Again, he's had my car insurance for 20-some years and does a phenomenal job with my car insurance. And so again, he's a phone call away at 247-5400. Until we greet you tomorrow from Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City, from Jim Cline Farmers Insurance here on Center Street in Kingsport, we'll tell you as always, win or lose, be a good sport. Be sure and like and share our show and go back and watch those baseball games from last week. Incredible run by the Elizabethton Cyclone baseball team. We'll see you tomorrow at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. So long, everybody.